Okay, guys. So here is our new list of words for this unit. Saludos y despedidas, greetings and farewells. So I am going to go over these words, okay? So you can practice at home. Buenos días, buenas noches, buenas tardes, hola. ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? Me llamo. Encantado. Igualmente. Mucho gusto. Señor. Señora. Señorita. ¿Cómo está usted? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué tal? Y tú, don't say why too, because I have heard that in the past. Y tú, y usted, muy bien, nada, regular, gracias, adiós, hasta luego, hasta mañana, nos vemos. Okay, so now that I went over these words, and all of this should be on your notes already, we are going to add some notes to it. And yes, you do have to turn in your notes. Okay, so let me choose a different color here. So one thing that I want you guys to see is the exclamation points and the question marks. Have you noticed that they're at the beginning and at the end? So in Spanish, we use an exclamation point at the beginning and at the end. And when we are working with questions, we use question marks at the beginning and at the end of your question. And it looks like an upside down question mark. I'm going to make it prettier. Okay? So remember that in Spanish, we use two exclamation marks and two question marks. One at the beginning and one at the end. Okay. Another thing that I want you to see here is the abbreviation for Mr., Mrs., and Miss. So whenever you see señor, the abbreviation will be a capital SR. For señora, capital S, R, A. For señorita, capital S, R, T, A. And something that you need to remember, señorita is for a young woman, and I will erase that in a minute, or a woman that is not married. Okay, so señorita is used for young women, or is also used for women that, or a woman that is not married. So I'm going to say this again. That way, let me pause this. Okay, please remember, and a little note here, señorita is used for young women or a woman that is not married. Okay? So let's keep that in mind. So I am going to erase this. Okay, another abbreviation that you need to remember is usted. Usted. And we are going to talk about usted next. So usted, the abbreviation is capital U-D. So whenever you see UD, capital UD, don't read it as ud. No, it's usted. Okay? Usted. Usted. UD. Capital UD. Okay? So that's what I wanted to cover from this page. Now we are going to move on to, because if you have noticed here, there's one part that, so if you have noticed, ¿Cómo está usted? ¿Cómo estás? And they have the word formal and familiar. Okay? So familiar, in other words, informal. So we have two ways to ask how are you. ¿Cómo está usted? ¿Cómo estás? Next to these two questions, you see the word formal or familiar. Another way that we are going to learn this is to help us remember better will be formal or informal. Okay, so where it says familiar, I'm going to write informal. Informal. Okay. We're going to learn about formal or informal. I'm going to write the word informal. Okay. So make sure you're going over these words because you will take a test on this vocabulary. All right, guys. Let's end this.